This time on Roadkill, dirt cheap fun that you can do at home.
We are building our own dirt track and running circle track cars on it. Boom!
There's a cannon.
Whoa!
Wow! Dude, season 12, the special effects are getting
not
real.
Fooling. That was some concussion. We are in Mooresville, North Carolina, Race City, USA, and that's exactly what we're gonna do is race. I bought 2 cars. Finnegnan has no idea what they are. The thing is, we don't have a racetrack.
I know, but we have equipment. We have machines we've never driven before. I'm so excited. We're in the parking lot of Customs by Biggin. Proprietor Eric Yost not only runs the shop, but 2 blocks away is Mooresville Dragway. Eric also runs that place, and he said, I don't care what you do. We have an asphalt 8th mile.
I don't care what you do.
We have a 300-foot dirt. They're next to each other, but more importantly, there's acres and acres of forest and land with elevation changes, and we can connect all of it because Eric is crazy.
We're gonna bulldoze, and I've never driven heavy equipment ever, so this is gonna be funny.
I'm so excited.
I can't wait to see the cars. Ready?
Me too. I love this part. Where are they? Let's
Over
go.
here.
Okay.
Remember, I haven't seen these either.
You haven't? Oh, dude. Hey, there's no motor in that one. Oh, look at the other one, too. They match.
Yep.
What do you call these?
I don't know. It's a local circle track class. They're 33 or 34 Ford fake bodies, and the chassis on them is like a G body, like an 84 Monte Carlo or something like that.
This is wider, though, than like a real one, right?
Well, they're wider than a 33 Ford by a lot.
Right.
But that's because they're a stock G body chassis.
Dude.
Yep. And that one has an engine in it. This one does not, but we bought a 350 to put in it.
Dude, it has Nerf bars.
Uh-huh.
Like, I can run into you, and you'll probably be okay.
I wouldn't go that far. Isn't it cool?
This is amazing. We're gonna have so much fun with this.
Ooh, that one's tight. Do you even fit in it? You gonna hop in?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, is this one mine?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, I just failed. I gave him the white car. We bought a 350 for this. That one's got a 305 in it. So you just like fell upwards.
It never matters. You always find a way to win.
How's it fit?
Oh, dude. No, this is good, dude. I fit.
Yeah?
I think the seat needs a little tweaking so that I can actually steer. But other than that, I feel relatively safe in this.
This one's a 32 Ford. This is like a 33 or 4.
So I have the aerodynamic advantage.
Yeah, theoretically. This is gonna be fun, but we do have to put an engine in this before we can have fun.
Yeah, can we work on it?
Oh, we can fire this one up though. There's no seat in this one.
Okay.
They definitely have the left-hand turn alignment going on.
You have a hinged access panel to get in and out.
Huh. Plan. Like you want to pull yours in, investigate it, put the engine in?
Kind of want to watch yours go, I gotta be honest.
I'll drive it if we can find a seat. And there's a little track over there.
Ooh,
we can blast it around, yeah.
I love this plan.
Yeah, I don't know if it even runs. I basically know nothing.
Okay.
Install seat, make sure that it runs, drive around and find out what's wrong with it.
Solid.
Yeah.
I love this plan. Okay, let's go get a seat.
Yep.
I'm a good friend. And I'm such a good friend that I found him a used Kirky aluminum seat. This is the kind of thing you use when drag racing. So note the lack of head containment or any sort of padding here that would help him in the event of an accident. Ah, just fell right into place. Oh, even the belts line up. It's perfect. Drill some holes, install some bolts. She's ready to go. Be racing here in no time. I believe she is race ready. Ah, season 12, Dave joins the NBA Summer League.
I didn't have shoes. I had to go to the Cheapy Mart.
Those are great, dude.
Seat fits?
Whether you're gonna box somebody out or go around in circles on a dirt track, you're ready.
Did you actually bolt this in or is it zip tied?
No, yeah, it's got bolts.
Did you see the super extendo for the fuel fill? So what this thing is an extension to get fuel inside the cell, which is like halfway in the car. So that's pretty cool.
See, look at that. I hope it's going in the cell.
5 gallons, that's enough. What we're gonna do is watch me hop in this thing for the very first time. It's a race car, you know, I don't need to nut and bolt check it or anything. Just go drive it. There's an oval track here down the street.
And by oval track, he means a dirt circle, and by down the street, he means right here in Eric's backyard.
Really? I haven't been over there yet.
We're not going far at all.
Okay. All right, new kicks.
This is a big moment, everybody.
Yes,
This is a huge moment. Well, first you put on socks.
I don't have any socks. I bought the socks at the Jeep Mart and then left them on the counter.
Later on, 3-on-3, back at the hotel. They got a court.
Look, I know how to tie shoes. One leg in. Two leg in. I'm not really a dirt track guy.
None of us are.
I know.
I know your history, and mine. Should we recap? Should we go to the clips of what happens when he and I drive in circles on dirt?
We should.
We should.
Finnegan and I have both crashed the NASCAR on different tracks and in different ways. After a ball joint broke, I backed it into the wall at Paris. Oh, no.
And I went head on into a rogue tire that just appeared from nowhere in the middle of the infield of a dirt oval.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, and remember when we had the airport limo and we went to that dirt track in the middle of nowhere and a tire blew? Okay.
You look safe.
The shifter in this thing is junk.
Okay, all right.
No spark or no fuel.
Yay! All right, all right. I hope he's excited, because I am. Oh, go, that's the building. Go that way.
All right, we're headed to the oval track.
Yeah, that looks so cool. Sketch factor is high. I love it. Let's go.
This is going to be my very first experience in an actual dirt track car. I'm ashamed to say I've never done this. I did go to sprint car school one time, like 25 years ago-ish. All right, where's Finnegnan?
Yes.
Yeehaw!
This is a kid's go-kart track.
It's banked a little.
It's got a little bit of banking, a little elevation change, and if you're feeling froggy, there is a jump in the middle.
You realize I've never driven a real dirt track car. This could be embarrassing.
Not for me.
Yeah,
You're gonna be
well,
fine.
later.
You're gonna be fine.
Let me first just sort of feel it out. Feel out the brakes and stuff. Let's see. Strap in a little tighter. Oh, wow, that's chunky right here.
Oh, dude, this thing's going. Oh, Freiburger sloops it out. Oh my God, I thought he was going off. There was a cloud of dust, and it looked like he entered that corner backwards. Look at him drift that corner like a boss.
Oh, I hit the berm.
Yeah. Oh. Wow. He went off the side. Oh, geez.
Microphone fell under my foot.
Oh my
They're gonna have to pull me out of this.
Wow. If you had gone off over there, that'd have been really bad. This is not as bad.
This went under my foot.
Well, why'd you do that? I feel like we just drag you out and you can go have more fun.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'm going again. They're gonna just pull me backwards, and I'm ready to go.
A little more. We're good.
Shifter is really terrible. Cannot tell what gear I'm in.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, look at him drift. Yeah, Freiburger. I won't say this to his face, but the dude can drive.
Now that I've got some practice on the circle track, we decided this is really cool and we need to put an engine in his car, but it's gonna rain tomorrow and we'd rather swap an engine in the rain than build a track in the rain. That's a big open field of just grass and weeds. And we're gonna build a 2-wide track because we hope to race wheel to wheel in these cars.
I feel like we need a circle here. You know, that's the drift area.
Okay.
Right? We'll start here on the outside of the circle. We'll come over this way, swing back this way. We'll come out here, and here's your jump.
Which is actually the berm that's already over there.
Right. And then it'll kind of go like that. You get a drift out of that, and then you're going to come here, and this is the start-finish. You have to drift this before you can continue on our kidney bean.
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Now we just have to plow it, and we've never run equipment like this before, ever. Are you certified on that thing?
I am so not certified, but I'm so very happy to do this. Look, I'm a farmer.
You're gonna be the one setting the exact track.
Yeah.
Yeah, because tomorrow we're gonna come back and like bulldoze and make it too wide and dirt.
Oh, wait, is that it? Oh, there we go, I got it. All right. Oh, this is so cool. All right, so I'm gonna drive to what I think the starting line should be, and then I'll engage the PTO and I'll start cutting grass. I am fully mowing the lawn right now. This is awesome! If I had one of these at home, I'd probably be more inclined to want to mow my own yard. I've got our drift circle. Now I'm going towards the rest of the track. I think this is what I was meant to do my whole life. Design and build racetracks. There we go, over the jump.
We got the track sketched out, but we don't have a bulldozer right now, so we'll do that in the morning. So we're gonna see exactly what disaster is gonna befall us on putting an engine in this thing. All right, turbo 350, and we have to bolt a small block Chevy to it. We got a 350 to put in it, but it's a one-piece rear main seal, and we don't have a flex plate for that, and I didn't know the pattern on this torque converter. We've got a stack of headers over there to throw in it, so we'll decide what to do in the morning.
All right.
I can't wait.
Dude,
It's gonna be really good.
It's gonna be, like the track, I mean, granted, I was going half a mile an hour around it. It's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah, I looked at the drone shot of what you were doing. You were actually nailing it.
It's wide enough where we could both go off the jump together.
Yeah.
We could high five.
And now, the real reason for the episode. We are dozing.
And our instructor is our friend, Eric Yost, owner of Customs by Biggin, which is right there, manager of the drag strip, and we've never driven one of these. Like, I've never even climbed into one, and I'm gonna guess it's wildly different than the lawnmower.
It is,
Yeah.
but you'll fall in love with it. It's way cooler than a lawnmower.
I've never driven anything like this either, so you're gonna school us?
Yeah, it's easy peasy, no problem.
This is a Cat D6.
Brake pedal, D-cell pedal, gear shifter, and blade. You're good to go.
Okay, all right.
So blade, up, twist, and if you wanted to pull the trigger,
Yeah.
it does the tilt.
Okay. This is gonna be a mess, you know that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Good luck. Have fun.
All right. This is gonna be a disaster.
Here we go, we're off. Freiburger's about to start digging our racetrack. It's official now. We're transitioning from farmers to excavators.
I think I'm getting it now. Not digging on the right. Takes some practice to figure out how to dig the right amount.
What's his score? What's his grade?
Not bad. I've seen worse.
I see a lot of divots.
Yes.
Not seeing a smooth cut.
No.
I'm digging so bad. I'm hardly digging at all is the problem. I am doing terrible. I can't figure out how to get the blade in just the right place. I'm getting in a rut where I dig too deep, and then I lift the shovel back up, and then I dig too shallow, so I'm making whoop-de-doos. It's kind of hard. Yeah, like that was a deep dig right there.
He's doing great. No, he's not.
It's fun, but I'm terrible.
Yeah. I'll tell you what,
I'm terrible.
those last 7 feet, mwah, perfect.
It's so
The
hard.
first 400 feet, though, a little bumpy.
Like Eric was telling me, you start to dig, and then you back out of it, and you start making whoop-de-doos.
Do you have fun?
Yes, it's pretty great. I do not feel competent, but it is cool.
What part of the track did you figure out how to do it correctly on? Because I'm just not seeing it, dude.
All right, Mr. Big Talk, hop in.
I'm not saying I'm gonna do any better, but a couple hours ago, we had a racetrack. Now we have a supercross track. Look at the whoop-de-doos.
Oh, yeah?
You have any tips for how not to do that?
Don't do it.
Okay.
It takes a lot of blade control.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's tough. Okay, refresher course.
Yeah.
This is your throttle. Right now, the fuel pump is off. You have to start it right about there.
Okay.
The parking brake has to be off. You turn the key to fire the thing up.
It looks fairly level. I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, I see what he's talking about. Oh my God, this is so hard.
There he goes. Now it's gonna start to dig deep. There it went. See that? See how the blade dug down? And there's Finnegan's first whoop-de-doo.
Yep, I just made a whoop-de-doo. So pretty much you're constantly raising and lowering the thing. Oh boy, I just dug a giant pit all the way down to China just now.
Well, I succeeded in banking the turn right here by tilting the blade.
Oh, why is he walking in front of me? That's not safe.
Yep, making whoop-de-doos. It's hard, man. Right now, Eric's telling him that he needs more angle in the blade this way because even though he's doing a good job leveling out some of the whoop-de-doos, he's leaving piles of dirt like this in the middle of the track. If you got more angle on the blade, then it'll shove the dirt off to the side. I can feel the earth shake. Thunderstorm is coming in. Finnegan and I have both made like 100 laps doing the best we can. How good is the best we can?
Better than it was before.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it better than you expected from us?
It's not bad. I mean, to be a first-time dozer operator, that's not shabby.
All right. That's all we can ask for.
I'll take that, all right.
How are we going to fix it, though? Because I'm not driving those cars on this.
Probably a little bit of smoothing with this and then the grader.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow as we fix the track. And remember, we still have to put an engine in his car. And the engine that we got, by the way, needs a whole bunch of stuff.
Okay, straight. To the right. Building a race car today.
We are, and we built a race track yesterday, and we left a lot of whoop-de-doos in it, and so we got a guy out there with a grader now smoothing it out for us. So that's going on here around the block, and it's time to put a 350 Chevy into Mike's car. A little different than what they would run in circle track engines. It's got a serpentine belt drive. This one obviously did not. The motor mounts in the car are weird custom fabricated things, and we only have half of them, so we're gonna have to make those mounts. So we'll learn as we go. It'll be easy just to plop it right in. Tech tip, the small block Chevy used two different types of rear main seals. The early ones are a two-piece seal, the ones that always leak. The later ones are a one-piece seal. You can actually look carefully and see the neoprene or rubber or whatever it's made out of all the way around here. When they changed from the two-piece to the one-piece, the back of the crankshaft flange became smaller to accommodate the seal, and so the bolt pattern is also smaller. So you need a flex plate that matches with the bolt pattern. The other thing is when they made the back of that crank smaller and there's no counterweight on it, they needed to add a counterweight to the flex plate like this. All 350 small block Chevys came from the factory internally balanced, and this is confusing because it uses a neutral balance damper on the front, but it does require that weight on the flex plate. So now you know.
This was in a car with a stick.
What Mike just noticed is that this engine has a pilot bushing in it, meaning it was for a manual transmission. And I'm looking at that bushing and wondering if it's gonna hit the snout of the torque converter that centers in this ring.
Okay, so whatever that is.
680.
After some careful measuring and a lot of common sense, we realized that the snout of our torque converter is gonna hit the pilot bushing in the back of the crankshaft. Clearance is a problem. We need to get the pilot bushing out. So yeah, right now, these glazed donuts are about to go where no donut's gone before. So the key here is you want to use glaze, okay? Because there's gonna be some friction. We're almost there. Boom. Another successful food-related removal of a pilot bearing.
Perfect. We're moving on. For some reason, the frame mount was loose, and so we have to install that right here. So we're gonna have to fabricate the mounts on the other side of the engine. So once we get this installed, we'll lower the engine into it and figure out what we need to do. We've got it bolted together, and I can reach under here and spin the torque converter freely, which is what you want. When you put an automatic transmission and engine together, you want that torque converter to turn, and when you bolt it onto the flex plate, you want it to just pull forward about a 1/16 of an inch, maybe an 1/8 of an inch forward to the plate.
And these bolts are the perfect length now.
We totally roadkilled the hardware on here. We didn't have the right bolts, so we stacked nuts to make ones that would work. The freedom of working on a circle track car. There's no firewall to get in our way. We're moving really slowly here, so I thought I would make the list. Number one, we need to make motor mounts happen one way or another. Eric's out trying to solve that problem for us. Fuel pump and system. This thing needs a battery. We need a radiator. The radiator's gonna need hoses. All right, I hope Eric has motor mounts because I really don't want to fabricate that.
We have a part we can use as a template for the block side.
Yeah.
And bolt right there. I'm gonna craft a beautiful set of motor mounts using drill bits that do not want to drill.
There's a store 25 minutes away that already has it in stock. Would that be faster than what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Might even work, too. This Freiburger just showed me something that already exists right here in Racetown, USA, rendering me virtually useless. I don't even need to be here. So our car came with frame side mounts, but no motor mounts. And we thought at first this was some homemade job that was done really well, and as it turns out, no. All-Star Performance actually sells this exact mount for our chassis. We're good to go. We can keep trucking with all the other things that this car needs. It'll be running before you know it. All right, that one's on.
I'm going to push it this way.
Okay, go ahead. There we go.
Leverage is your friend.
Motor's mounted, dude.
Yep.
Nice.
The only thing I can think of that might make us remove it again is the headers, so I think we should do that next.
I also think you should cross that off right
I
there.
think you're right. You know what? I'm gonna cross it off in red, just because it's that sporty. Ready? Motor mounts. That's a happy moment. Now everything else can fall into place. Ooh. Those headers are gonna be very different than what Finnegnan ends up with. The headers are different than what's on my car. We either have chassis headers, which means the engine has to come back up, or these.
You said there's another pair?
There is, but they're just regular chassis headers. Yeah, these aren't happening.
I don't know. I think they might. Ed, I got mine in.
Really?
Yep. It's in, it's not on.
Yeah.
I don't think these are for this car.
No.
What about if yours goes on my side? I mean, except for the fact that we have tires, this would work. Where's the other ones?
Outside.
Ooh.
It won't go high enough?
It's got to come up like half the bolt hole, but that is hitting this cross member.
Oh, you can cut it off.
So the passenger side header wants to go on, but the chassis doesn't want it to let it to be there. So we're gonna have to cut that resonator / muffler off of it so it'll stop hitting the chassis so that I can bolt this to the cylinder head. Man. There we go.
Carburetor going on. This appears to be an Edelbrock, probably 600. We don't know a lot about this engine. I do know that it's a 350 small block. It has the HEI distributor, which was super handy, doesn't require a coil. The intake manifold is one of those Performer EPS units, a dual plane that's supposed to work good with their carburetor. I know that Finnegnan now has more cubes than me. Did you know my car's a 305?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Headers, carb.
Spark plugs are in.
Woohoo! Things are finally moving. We do have the 350 bolted in place. Headers, I'm working on fuel system and stuff, but I think we're gonna call it for the day. And when you come back, we're gonna make this run.
Then we're gonna drive it.
Yeah, then we're gonna race.
Wait till you see this track.
Yeah?
It's incredible. We're getting very close to firing the engine. This is a starter that you can clock multiple positions. I believe it's made by MSD. It's called the Dynaforce. And this might actually fit with our headers.
And radiator. We're gonna throw the radiator in, hook it up, and then put the car up in the air on the lift because there's a bunch more that needs to happen under there, like figuring out what the battery situation is.
All right, so what I'm thinking is if I hold this way and then you bendy it that way, then all we gotta do is bend the very end the opposite direction. Yeah, right there.
That is some dirt track engineering right there. And it's adjustable. You wanna lean that thing forward a little bit?
No, remember we gotta get the fan in there?
Yeah.
So I was trying to get her away as far as we could.
Here's where we are. Motor mount's done, fuel pump done, power steering pump, throttle linkage plug wires, thermostat housing, headers, radiator, and hoses. Nothing else that we can do up here at this moment, so we're gonna put it up in the air and look at the disaster that we have going on with the rear-mounted battery. There is no battery in it right now, but the tray is right here in the least convenient location. Better I'll have to come up this way and in. Okay.
Woo, that's my finger. Oh, there we go. Cool. Bingo. Black gold.
Yeah, we didn't change the oil. We just changed the filter because it was mashed. This one, like, touches the header a little bit, but it'll be okay.
Right now, one of the last pieces of the puzzle is the wiring of the car, and I'm installing a battery disconnect switch. It's gonna give us a point at which we can distribute power from the battery to the various things in the car, other circuits like the starter button, headlights, taillights, rocket launchers, anything we wanted to power.
I am going to cross off fluid check.
This can go back up in the air to do converter bolts. There's probably a 3/8 gap between the flex plate and the converter.
Can you please watch the starter and see if the noise I'm hearing is the gear being hung up on the flywheel?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so the starter's in permanent engagement with the flywheel.
It's butted up against it. It's rolling it by touching the end of the gear.
Okay. I'm taking this starter back out. We are gonna order another one from the parts store and see if that one works. See what we did wrong. Our next attempt is going to be with a starter that we ordered for an application of a 97 Camaro. Okay, installed. I think we're going to try and start this turd. Ready to turn it on?
Yes.
Fan works.
All right, we got
means the battery's doing something.
We got electricity. I don't see any smoke yet.
Nope. Nice, the starter works. Any gas yet? Do we know that there's any gas in the car?
Oh, yeah, there might not be any gas in this.
Probably no. It does not seem to me to have spark, so we are going to check for power to the HEI. There you go. We have power to the HEI. It should have spark.
Maybe it was just cold.
Oh, it's not squirting. This is convenient.
Yeah. That's my fault.
All right, we'll just prime that baby. Runs pretty smooth.
It sounds good.
Still not picking up gasoline.
What little bit it's running, it sounds great.
Yeah, it really does.
Tease.
I don't get it.
We got a crack in a fuel line or something? There's one in line there. That's probably what was dripping on me earlier.
What we think just happened is that the mechanical fuel pump is not picking up gasoline from the tank because there's a leak right here at the fuel filter, which is really subtle. But if you touch the filter, it's wet. And if there's a crack in the line, then the mechanical fuel pump can't suck gas. It only sucks air.
That's really loose. It's not even tight.
I hope that's the repair.
Let's see.
victory.
Dude. Solid.
And it shuts off. We gotta mark our territory. I remember sitting and designing this logo from scratch with a guy named Alan Alpanian, who was our corporate art director at the time. And he sat there and messed with it, and I wanted the grime. And this was supposed to look sort of like an old road. And there we go, 12 years later, sticking it on our race car.
Ready to race.
All right, I think we're gonna head on the drag strip, see if we can race these things.
All right, I'd call that a successful test drive. We made it.
We made it to Mooresville Dragway, which is now officially Mooresville Motorsport Complex, because we've got the Roadkill Rally World down the street.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just right there at the end of the drag strip. But first, we are gonna go side by side.
Yeah, we should find out how slow they are.
Yeah, how slow is probably the right thing. Oh, and look what's here. Eric Yost just showed up with his Camaro and the cannon. Yeah. He has a homemade cannon that we're going to use to start us once we get to the Roadkill Rally World. But
it's a guy who knows how to party.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, we have no idea of kind of mechanically what these are. I have a 305, he has a 350. They're both turbo 350s. We have no idea what gear they have in the back, but we're ready to race.
Yes.
Okay, little practice there, and here we go.
There's Freiburger. All right, we're both pre-staged. Here's stage.
Did you see that? Wow, I got him out of the hole, and he caught me and passed me. His car is way faster.
So I think I treed him. Then he drove out of my life. Then I went by him.
The 350 outpulls the 305 hard. At least now I got an excuse when he beats me on the dirt track. We should have a race to see who can get out first, because it's tough. That was fun.
I like this car.
Yeah, it was quicker than mine. 8:55 to you, 8:97 to me. So if that's a quarter mile, it's 13:42.
All right.
So not too bad. Mine's 14:08. Your car's much quicker, which is great for me because I can use it as an excuse when you outrun me at the dirt track. Let's go over there.
Okay.
This track is a beautiful thing. We were able to rough it in, by which I do mean rough.
Yeah, we made a minefield.
And then those guys came in and they actually graded it out, took the whoop-de-doos out of it, and man, it's looking smooth and good. I've already driven my car, so I say we begin time trials with you.
Okay, so 3 laps, iPhone timing. Quickest person determines pole position. Pole position is basically which side of the track do you want when we take off.
All right, I'm gonna break out the timer.
All right, I'm getting in my car. This is gonna be rad. So cool.
All right, let's get within a safe viewing distance.
Here we go.
I will tell you that our crew tested this in a Jeep Wagoneer rental vehicle and ran 44 seconds. So can Finnegnan beat the rental Wagoneer? Seconds. Finnegnan has beat the Wagoneer. But now he's going to be faster because he'll be coming in hotter and he's learned the track. That was faster. He went 40.53. .41. He just keeps going faster and faster.
Woo! I think my car is a little warm. That was amazing!
You beat the rental Wagoneer.
Nice! I'm smoking a little bit.
Yeah, it's overheating. 36.41.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, I'll say this, though. First gear was easier to control than second gear. Second gear is going to be way faster if you can make it work.
My shifter basically doesn't work, so I get what I get.
Okay.
Yeah, that was cool, though. It was fun to watch.
I can't wait for you to experience this. This is so much fun, dude.
That's the fast part of this track right here. You can get after it right there. All right, Dave, blaze the donut. Oh man, he is greasing this thing. Look at this. Such artistry. Woo, 37.56. He is within 1 second of my best time. Oh, he's carrying some speed now. You can tell he cares. He's definitely not hanging it out like I would expect him to during qualifying here. Boom.
I think I was slower than Finn by a lot. Whew. That had to be slower than you.
You greased the donut, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely greased it. And you could tell you were trying because you were not hanging it out like I expected you to. Lap number 3, though. 38.
Yeah, so you were quicker.
Just a little bit, you know, like 1.5 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, so given the standings here, this means that I have the option of picking inside or outside for turn number 1, which probably doesn't matter much. But I'm going to go inside anyway.
You're going to go inside, okay.
Yeah.
All right, I clearly underdrove the situation. Could have been faster probably if I was sliding more. I would say that I was just trying to keep it stuck. But the truth is, I was just trying to keep from spinning out. I'm waiting for Finnegnan to line up next to me. I'm also waiting for Eric to load 2 pounds of powder in his homemade cannon. Our start signal is gonna be cannon. Now, I gotta officially disclaim this and say, do not do this at home, but you're gonna need to watch it on Roadkill. This is gonna be violent.
I blew it. I meant outside, because then that gets me to the inside of that corner down there.
That's correct.
You know what that means? I'm just gonna have to go straight.
That's cheating. Finnegnan and I also agreed on a donut rule where whoever is out front has to complete the donut, but anybody who's behind has the option to skip the donut and cut ahead.
I see the fuse lighting. We're already bumping. We're already bumping. Oh my goodness. It's hard to see. I'm having to slow down a lot because I can't see. Oh, I can't see. I'm gonna follow him. Why not? I know I have the option, but I'm just gonna follow him. Oh, I'm getting roasted and I can't see nothing. Oh, I'm passing him. And now I'm ahead of him because of the donut rule. Oh, this is some great racing. Oh no. Oh no, my motor shut off. I stalled it. Come on, baby. I gotta catch up. Oh no. I had it!
He spun right there, I can tell.
Oh my god! I can't see!
I spun it out. That was fun. You want to do it again?
After I breathed for a minute, I spun and you got around me, right?
Yep.
And then I got around you on the donut rule.
Down here, you went wide. I ducked in and passed you.
Yeah.
But then I spun out right at the end.
I saw the cones everywhere. Finnegan's gonna win by me being old because I'm out of breath.
I think my motor's so melty and unhappy.
Well, he beat me in 4, but I beat him in 3.
Oh my God, that was fun. I actually like being in second place. Your whole strategy has to change. I just need to be able to see him through this dirt cloud so that when he gets to the donut and he has to go around it, I can time it to go around him without getting hit.
Yeah. When you're ahead of me, somehow it's actually easier to drive.
Yeah.
Weird.
Oh, being up front and having no mirrors, you're like, I got to go as fast as I can so I can widen the gap so that when I go around the donut, he doesn't beat me around the outside.
Right,
you
yeah.
know? I think people can go out and buy cars like this from any racing series and then just go out in the middle of nowhere with a permit, dig a dirt track, and I think for 10 grand, you and your buddies could have 2 cars and just the rest of the day.
Buy a dirt track car for cheap and get out there and find a buddy with some acreage and a cannon and have yourself a blast. Here's something that I've been thinking about a lot over the past year or so, and that is if you really want to be a guy hooning muscle cars on dirt, there is no better training than being a dirt oval track racer. And I've never been into it, and I don't really understand the technology of it, but this episode hooked me, man. There is nothing more fun. And like Finnegnan wrapped up at the end of the show, this is like a great dirt cheap way to have fun. Buy a couple of old dirt track cars, build a track, I guarantee that you will dig it, and we've got the bug, so you just might see more of this on an upcoming episode of Roadkill. This time on Roadkill, we took the Eldorado and made it oh so right.
Yeah, not so much here or here. Just focus your attention back there.
Yeah, the end of the car that actually drives, not so much. The back half looks amazing.
That's the part we worked on.
That's Buddy, official junkyard dog. Freiburger here in freezing cold Albuquerque, New Mexico. Now, you might wonder where Mike Finnegan is. He's like stuck in an airport somewhere with all the cancellations, with all the storms and everything. However, he did leave me this hunk of burnin' love. You think it's a '77 Cadillac Eldorado, but check this out. There it is, yes. This is the caddy ramp. Somebody put a 16-foot bed in the back of this thing, and the thing you gotta know is that the Eldorado is front-wheel drive, and so therefore you can whack it in half right here, install a bed, and still drive the thing. It's so convenient. I think we know Finneggan's affinity for ramp trucks. This is the caddy ramp. What we plan on doing is getting it running, and we're gonna go to one of Finneggan's drag boat races in Parker, Arizona. I think you can see how this is gonna go. All right, let me make this pile run. Oh, it's a 425, not even the 500. And Quadrajet. All right, we can make this run. I think we're gonna have to go battery, fuel, air, spark, and see if it runs. And we can play with the dog. Ready? All right, park. Done. All right, it runs. Lifter clatter, that'll go away with oil pressure. All right. Brakes don't work at all. The pedal sinks to the floor, and so that's at least a good clue. I think I'm gonna rig a fuel system for this thing. I'll get a click-clack pump and put some sort of tank in the back. I'm just gonna ratchet strap this down. We could actually put one on the other side and have dual tanks and just switch back and forth. We're doing hose up and over through the hood and to the carburetor. Finnegan's gonna love this when he gets here. What I'm gonna do is just hot wire that pump back there, see if it runs and see if it'll pull fuel. I've got this pointed down at the ground. All right. We are good. All that's left is hooking this up to the carburetor. Okay, that's plugged. With the fuel pump all hooked up, we're gonna see if it'll run on its own. I'm gonna ether it anyway. Okay, here we go. There we go. Ah, that's a relief. Now, if the brakes would work, no. Brakes go straight to the floor. All right, this thing has Hydro Boost, and apparently it's got Eldorado brakes back in the back and discs in the front. We're gonna have to mess with that a lot. We're making progress on the revival of the caddy ramp. Our 77 Eldorado with the ramp on the back. I got the thing running after like rigging a fuel system on the thing, and fortunately Finnegan just showed up so that he can fix the brakes.
Hi, friend.
It's a thing of beauty.
It's, oh, dude, it's mint.
Did you bring your welding skills? Cause this thing's folding in half.
Really?
Yeah.
It's that bad?
It's pretty bad.
Oh.
So no brakes whatsoever, which might be a blessing, because this thing flexes like one of those articulated buses.
Maybe that's for low approach angle, you know, like ease, unload, unload, load.
Have a look.
Oh.
That whole little frame section flexes. He's coming to the realization of what we've gotten ourselves into here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I thought if we put this on stronger and plate this right here, we can at least triangulate it. All the movement is right here. All the
Anything's gonna help.
Yeah. We gotta fix the brakes before anything else. Did you see the exhaust? Bro Speed.
Yeah.
That's the name of the tip is Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the trailer's actually nice. Like if you separate everything, right? That's a nice trailer. That's a stylish automobile. Separate, these are two valuable items. Together, death. So we just need to marry them in a little bit better fashion so that we're less scared. Okay, I'll bleed the brakes. All right, ready when you are, sir. Open,
Down.
closed,
Up.
open.
Down. Let me check the reservoir.
Okay, still got a little air coming out. Fluid, that's good news. Closed.
Up.
All right, I'm gonna go to the other side.
Great.
We got a lot of air out.
Awesome. That just means there's a leak somewhere.
This is going really well. Open.
Down.
Woo, a lot of air.
Oh, we're getting something.
Oh yeah, I think we're there. I think once it fires up, it'll be good to go.
We might be.
Okay. There we go. That sounds like something that wants to haul something. Right now, Dave is trying to bleed the hydro boost.
You hear it try and die when I hit the brakes? Off. On.
You got brakes?
My foot's on the floor of the brakes.
Oh, that's not good.
Right, it has no brakes.
How did you stop it earlier?
It'll stop for a moment, right?
Yeah, it's stopped now.
Is it still stopped?
Not now.
Yeah,
Maybe we need a new hydro boost unit.
probably.
Yeah, it stops and then it takes off. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
So yeah, the brakes just plain don't work. And now it's a month and a half later for reasons you don't need to know. But we're back with our Caddy Ramp, which is a Cadillac Eldorado with a flatbed on the back. Last time we were here, I made this thing run, and then we made a fuel system, and now somebody stole the gas tank off the back. Our fuel pump is still here. Just the can was missing.
They left the clamp too. That was nice of them.
There's no gas in that can yet. Let me start it on whatever's in the carburetor and I'll see how the pedal feels. Oh, I forgot, you can't turn the key all the way. Yeah, the key doesn't go.
Say something nice to it.
Right now, the pedal goes clear to the floor, no resistance.
Oh, hold on, we're losing the battery. I don't think there's any gas in this carb. Is there starter fluid in there? Right here.
Don't dent the paint.
This can's no good.
Did I just do that?
Yeah. It broke the nipple off in the can.
All right, tell me when. There we go.
Go ahead.
All right, we need gas. We'll strap this down later. This 5-gallon can will get us about a mile at a time.
It might have just picked up.
Nope. Finneggan's gonna hold the choke open so it gets air. Season 12, we don't even flinch.
That was awesome.
What we're gonna try and do is prime the hose because the little electric fuel pump won't lift. Okay, this is now full. Turn it on.
Okay, here we go.
Yep. There we go.
Cool.
It'll totally work this time.
I'm gonna hook up the pump.
Okay. The fuel pump isn't picking up.
Yeah. I think when we left this car, it ran. I do remember hearing an engine make noise. I don't know. We got no fuel system. Are we making any pressure here at all? We got any flow?
Ready?
Ready. Yeah. Nothing. If I take this filter off, then we have no fitting in our pump.
Take off the filter and let's see if we can blow through it.
It's full of varnish, which leads me to believe it wasn't pulling any fuel.
Does it flow?
It flows, and now I can see through it. Let's try again.
Ready? Still no?
I think we're gonna need a fuel pump. Hold on. Oh, wait.
Something happened.
Oh, hold on. Keep going. Ah, I got it!
All
I
right.
hit it with a screwdriver and it's fixed.
Great.
I'm the smartest man alive.
Hook it back up.
Did you see that?
Now it'll totally run.
Dude, start this car, bro.
Connect the battery.
Oh, it is.
I got nothing.
What'd you do?
Nothing. Can we go home for another 2 months and do this later? Ah. Can this be the first roadkill car that burns to the ground? The key doesn't work anymore. I kill you! I kill you! I hate this car.
There's a reset button, Dave.
A reset button?
On the battery, buddy, there's a reset button.
Now it runs perfectly. The reset button's the key. That was on your end.
To recap, we've shot fire in my face. I've tasted gasoline twice, but it runs now. And that's all that really matters. Never quit your dreams, children. Oh, dude, it locked up that one. And that one. 50% of the brakes over here work.
Was trying to do a front-wheel drive burnout.
That was cool.
Basically, the pedal goes all the way down and then stops. And it stops fairly significantly.
I feel like this is enough to get us somewhere where we can eventually change the Hydro Boost if we feel like we really need it.
How does it feel with like 1,800 pounds of boat on the back of it?
Well, if we get rid of the trailer, it's probably more like 8 or 9.
That boat's only 900 pounds?
Oh, it's missing the interior. It's just fiberglass with a motor. The motor's probably 350, 400 pounds.
So what you're saying is we're good to go?
I say get rid of the trailer and we're fine, dude.
All right. Now that we've got the brakes functional, here's what our plan is. See that boat right there? We're taking it to the river. Our caddy ramp car runs. It sort of stops so we can finally reveal the scheme. See this boat that's been sitting here the whole time? We are gonna load it on the back of the caddy ramp and theoretically drive all the way to Parker, Arizona.
Where there's a bar on water that we can get
plan.
to in this boat. Do you know why I'm excited about this boat?
No.
This boat, this shape, if you look down the front.
It's a tri-hull.
Right. If you take this and you chop the top off of it, it looks just like a CP Going, an Earl Smith, a Rouse. All the really fast river hot rod jet boats are direct copies of this bottom. We could take that 85 horse, whatever that is, off the back of this someday and put a jet drive and a big block and have grandma's hot rod jet boat. Just throwing it out there for the future.
No.
Yeah, we could.
We could, but instead we have, what is it, an 18-foot bow rider?
If you get rid of the trailer, it's light enough where I don't think it breaks the caddy ramp in half by towing it.
Before we do that, I really feel like we need to take the caddy ramp around the block at least before trying to load this.
I agree.
Fuel pump. Running. Ready?
Yeah, man, let's go.
Stopping.
Yeah, it's got brakes.
Stopping.
Don't use them all up in one place, though. Save those for later when we really got to panic stop. It's so noisy.
Oh,
Hey, it's still back there, dude.
it's like a trailer, but attached.
This is great. There you go, there you go. Yeah, yeah, you got this.
600 miles.
It's gonna be fine.
Here we go.
Imagine valet parking this sweet piece in Vegas. Are you trying to make the trailer fall off?
Yes. I would love to cut the back half off and just drive front-wheel drive. Uh-oh, bump.
Worked. It's totally good. We're fine.
All right, are you ready for full-on brake check?
Sure. Dude, it's money. Money. That's the only tire smoke this thing's gonna make.
Floored. What is that noise?
Hubcap.
Is it?
I mean,
Oh, no
it's
brakes.
broke.
No brakes.
turn it off. Engine braking. Shut the motor off. Leave it in gear.
I am. Ready for park?
That's a red light, dude. Hit it.
All right, I'm scuffing the curb. Are you ready?
Oh, Jesus, dude. What are you doing?
You all right?
Yep. Oh.
Okay.
You
Hey, it found park in the last second.
scuffed our vehicle.
Oh, that was death. I don't know, dude. This thing is as clapped as it gets. That was about the sketchiest thing that's ever happened to us. Brakes gone. And it wasn't the Hydro Boost, it was something made a big cracking noise back here.
Something mechanically broke. I heard something steel break, and I
Right.
went, huh. And then he's like, no brakes.
None.
And all I could see was red light, an intersection and traffic, and nice work putting it against the curb. Maybe you took out the brake line, or...
I do not love this thing. It is so bad.
Oh, I know what's wrong.
Huh.
Problem number one is the suspension completely collapsed, which then smashed the brake line and broke it in half.
Okay.
Problem number two is everything I'm seeing under here leads me to believe we're gonna die.
Yes.
Like, even if you fix the brakes.
Uh-huh. Dude, this...
Oh, wait.
What?
I got it. We both agree that everything from here back is bad, right?
Yeah, and nothing from there forward is great either.
Right. But our new boat trailer is actually pretty good. So what if we just cut it off here?
Oh, and do the trailer thing?
And then attach our boat trailer to this, which will hold it up, and it's front-wheel drive. We don't even need this. And then this takes the boat somewhere much closer and launches it.
Our Cadillac broke in half, so we did have to flatbed the thing in here. But because we're in Albuquerque, New Mexico, we were able to darken the door of 10 Tenths Motorsports, which is run by Shay Seafeld from the Motor Trend show, Runs Good. Wait till you see this, it's so bad.
I'm looking forward to it.
Look at the overhang on the flatbed.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure I saw the axles were welded together laterally.
We think this axle is the stock one off the Cadillac.
I mean, as bad as this looks, I'm a little jealous that I didn't buy it.
Watch how folded in half this is. The back tire's not even touching the ground. That's gonna hurt if it goes.
Wow, that's bending the frame rails. I believe everything happens for a reason. We were destined to buy this, and it was destined to break, mere blocks away from the junkyard we got it from. And why not break here in Albuquerque, where our new friend Shay's shop is? We're gonna cut this off. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna get another axle because Shay wants this trailer for his own, I don't know, tow business or something. We're gonna put another axle right here. We're gonna make our own frame section with a trailer hitch. Then we're gonna hook our Apollo boat trailer onto the back of this thing, and we are still going to go body of water and pretend like we made it to the Colorado River because we're not quitting.
Yep, keep it straight. All right, not bad.
That's not so bad, see? Now we just jack it all the way up really high here, and if it doesn't break in half, we just sawzall it.
Yeah, this is gonna be awesome. I can't wait.
Just tell me when to stop, because I'll just...
I'm not gonna tell you to stop.
No.
There we go.
Oh, wow.
Look at it bent.
Guys, it's out of frame of this
Oh, there it
GoPro.
went.
I think it slipped on the fender right there.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna break. It's sturdier than we thought.
It's sturdy in the wrong direction.
So now we're gonna try and bend it this way instead of this way because the this way didn't break enough.
Do your worst.
Take two. And we're off.
Ooh, this looks good.
It's pushing into the cab. This is stronger than I thought it was.
It's gonna be really convenient if it breaks though. Yeah, it's caving in the back firewall. Oh, now it's picking the whole thing up.
This thing continues to impress me, boys.
I really want to jump on it, but I know that's when it'll break and catapult me through the wall.
Oh, there goes the rear body mounts, I think.
I like it.
The only thing holding on are those screws, those 1-inch bolts or whatever they are.
Dude, it's crinkled the frame rail.
Uh-huh.
There's the rear cab wall.
After inspecting, Shay noted that the frame is completely torn through, but these two bolts, one on each side, were holding it together. So he's gonna buzz those off, see if we can get this thing apart. Now we've removed a couple of the big bolts that were holding it together, plus a bunch of the like cables and lines and stuff. So we're hoping for more destruction.
Oh, wow. What made you stop?
I'm terrified. I'm genuinely terrified.
Oh, push through it. Fortune and glory. Think about it.
Oh, I think that side's separated.
That side did.
Yeah, look at that.
Okay, this side, it's pretty well ripped apart.
Ooh, are we to the point now where we need to lift the back?
Yeah, I think we just continue doing this action and it's just gonna fall right off.
We've been battling this thing for like 3 hours at this point, and we're way too lazy to do it the right way. And so we've sliced through the frame rails in the top, and we're still working on getting it to break apart. It looks so promising, but nothing's happening. It's bouncing off the ground. Oh, Mike. Oh, this shows promise this time.
I hear stuff.
I hear creaking.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Yes, it is collapsing the frame. If you're at home and you feel a strange and sudden urge to do something similar to what you're witnessing here, don't. Just watch this and go, okay, I've seen that. I don't need to do that, because this is not safe.
Oh, that's a noise.
Oh, it is tearing the frame in half right here.
Oh, I think it's gonna fall off.
Wow! Wow!
Oh my God.
That was radically unsafe and yet entertaining. Even after it fell off the lift, it's still hanging by a thread back here. So now we've got the front wheels chocked like mad, and we got Finnegnan in the tow truck. I'm driving the Eldorado, and I'm trying not to ramrod the lift or the door or the wall.
All right, party people, this is not a drill. I will be inching my way forward. Is everybody ready?
I guess so. There.
There you go.
I think I got it right.
Yep, wheel the other way, other way.
Other way?
Yep.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Hard that way, and
Yep.
you're clear.
Great.
Yeah.
All right.
Perfect.
Now,
Keep going. Yay!
boom! Did it! Oh, that was great.
Nailed it!
Good thing that's another Motor Trend's car.
That was doing the wrong thing the right way.
Good job, everybody.
Yeah! That was awesome. Oh, dude!
Ah, we got feet. We got feet to spare.
The trailer almost smashed that Mustang. That's only a runs good car. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, no problem.
You realize we're going to be back tomorrow, right?
I'm looking forward to it.
He's looking forward to it. Can you believe this guy? He's the best actor we've got on Motor Trend. Yesterday, we made our Cadillac fall into two pieces. It was expert. And now we're going to build a new back half.
Shop's this way. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
There you go. Keep it coming.
All right, hold it right there.
Yeah, it's probably perfect.
So I think
Okay.
you're good at driving this, Freiburger.
It's a real drag.
Don't judge me, but this is a crude rendering of what we're going to do here today. This is a cross member, which we're going to attach to the back of our Cadillac. This is a rear frame section that's going to step up over an axle that we got off Facebook Marketplace. There's a leaf spring that we got from a local trailer store. This is a 5-gallon bucket that may or may not be used later to mix margaritas as we drive. Who knows? But essentially, we're rebuilding the back half of our Cadillac because somebody professionally removed it yesterday.
In order to attach that whole contraption that Mike described, we need to make some frame rails in the car. And we're gonna put them fairly far forward so that it's stiff, so that we don't have that big bending moment like we did with the flatbed. And what we're gonna do is add some 2x4 tubing. We're gonna lay it flat and we're gonna go pretty long. And then when we go to a vertical piece on the end like this, we're gonna be able to triangulate it and gusset it up in there. It's gonna be strong enough. My job right now is to go in there and make it all nice and flat so that we can attach it really well. And I'm also gonna have to clean up the ends of these frame rails that we absolutely mangled yesterday. We're gonna install our new 2x4 frame rails. I'm gonna hold it up, Mike's gonna tack it, Shay's gonna tell me if it's level.
Yeah, it looks good.
There we go.
We got everything placed in here. We've got a good like 1.5 feet of attachment to the frame, so that's gonna be good. Mike is zapping it in right now. We've got our cross member cut, but we're gonna get all this braced in there before we install the cross member. So how much do we trust these lengths of frame rail?
Well, having seen what I've seen already that was on the car and clearly perfectly fine, this
This
pretty
can't
good.
be worse. It isn't carrying anything except for the weight of the vehicle, right?
Right.
And the tire is going to be like here, so there isn't a big leverage on it.
Right.
And there's no torque from
no
power.
torque.
Because there's no drive shaft going to the rear axle or anything.
Imagine it as a wheelbarrow. You're just doing a wheelbarrow back
That's
end.
it. That's a good way.
Right.
That's why we came to the right place. And wait till you see our plan, because this is going to look amazing. All right, guys, I have the plan. We went to the four-wheel drive shop down the street, and they sold us two 40 by 13 5017s for $50. Here's what we're doing. We got this axle, which is a GM 10 bolt. It's out of a 64 Impala, but somebody torched the upper ears off the case, which is wild. So that was 150 bucks. Mike has got it all measured out here, so we should be able to set the axle on these jack stands and be pretty close to eyeball on the center line of where the tires need to go. Here's what we're doing for suspension. I just ran down to the local trailer supply place and I got a trailer leaf spring, one for each side. I know it looks really lightweight, but remember, this thing's hardly carrying any weight in the back at all. Most of the suspension is gonna be the side wall of that tire. This will give us a little bit of compliance, a little bit of something. And here comes the suspension, which I pre-assembled on the bench. There we go. Now what's gonna happen is we have to figure out how to Z the frame up here, and then we will weld to here and to there. This is gonna, I think, need a little extra height. We'll give a little angle in that one, so it'll probably be like that, I would guess.
Things are humming right along. Shay and I just cut 3 different pieces of box tubing. The first 2 pieces are our main rails that are gonna go above the rear end. This piece, however, is gonna be our rear cross member. It's gonna connect those 2 rails together, and it's gonna include our trailer hitch. I'm gonna take this generic tubing that looks a lot like a trailer hitch, and I'm gonna sink it into this rear cross member, weld it, then weld this to our 2 main rails, take the whole thing over there, and figure out a way to connect it down to the cross member that we put under the back of the Caddy. I have a plan.
Okay.
Cut up the wall here, just get it out of the way, throw the seats out. We run a bar from here into the interior, behind the front seat, right to the frame rail that's there, and then, just because, a little bar right here, just a little touch up. And then we plate the bottom of the frame rail. I think if we do something here, we can
Get down.
Yeah.
Get down on it.
I'll keep making gussets.
Do you want me to make that gusset?
Oh, yeah, can I weld this one while you cut that one?
Yep. I'm gonna cut a hole in the firewall here so we can get in there to create a little triangular brace.
Oh, we are getting close. That's gonna be the key to this whole deal right now. And then after that, it's just a little bit of welding and plating under the car, bolt the wheels on, set it on the ground, step back, pat each other on the backs because we're just badasses.
We're moving on to mechanical stuff that isn't brakes, because basically I'm standing around hoping that Shay will do that, to be honest. We got a gas tank here, which is pretty crazy. A viewer named Nick came up with this for us and delivered it over to our hotel. And look at this. It has a level gauge built into the cap. That's absolutely next level for us. What isn't next level, what's normal level, is that we're just gonna ratchet strap it in. Actually, Mike put some plates on there to make it more good, but
The ratchet strap is quick release, just in case we need it for the boat.
Or in case it catches on fire, you can undo it and throw it. Oh, you're right, we use it for the boat.
Yeah. We don't know that it has a gas tank or that it runs. We just have a boat.
Yeah.
So we're almost done with our rear brakes. The only thing left to do is for me to repair the existing brake line with a new flare and then make a small hard line that will go to our flex line to our rear axle.
I can't imagine why we would need an emergency brake. Bye-bye. I thought we'd never be to this point, but 2 days. Finnegan, amazing job on the pre-runner.
You too, man.
It's really nice.
This is
I like it.
the trio here. We get stuff done.
Shay, thanks for doing the brakes and everything.
No, I'm pretty proud of this.
You know what this means, right? We can install the tires if it doesn't knock me over.
My God. Oh, they're pre-rusted. Nice.
Yep. Ready?
Yep.
And
Oh, dude, it clears. I like them.
wow.
We need the other one, bro. And we need to put it all the way down. And we need to roll it out of the lift and stare at it. Oh, everyone's gonna want one of these.
Now we can have the right look.
Oh, dude, we nailed the stance.
Nailed it.
You have the trailer on, it's gonna sit perfect.
This wants to go off-roading.
I hated this thing so much 3 days ago, and now it's the greatest car we've ever assembled. And now the job we've known that we had to do since the first time we stepped on the brake pedal, which is changing the Hydro Boost unit on this thing. None of us have a lot of experience with them. We've tinkered with them. I've never changed one. And so you at home who know what you're doing will be able to ridicule us here shortly. We got Shay already taking the push rod off the pedal. We got the master cylinder loose here, and once that's off, we're gonna have a look at that Hydro Boost unit. We're inspecting these to see if they're actually the same, and all the ports seem to be, but the plate that mounts it is different. Shay and I talked about taking this half of this booster apart just so that we can see what it's doing in there, so we can decide if maybe we should move this to here. Probably not, but we're gonna try it. Here it comes.
Some shafts and a fork.
It's got a rocker arm in there.
Yeah, it's pushing here, which is then rocker arming and pushing here. We have no idea what we're doing right now.
Is that as far as it comes apart?
I think that's still connected, right?
Oh, there. Who knows what this is that just fell out? Yeah, we're not changing this. I think we just realized or actually confirmed beyond a shadow of a doubt that we have no idea what we're doing. We're gonna end up just putting the old one back in because we're clueless and can't find the right part at the local store. All right, let's reassemble and see if we can find that new master cylinder. On. Ta-da, like magic, we actually got the right Hydro Boost. Our guy Mason went out and found that thing, which is like his main usefulness, that and giving us lip. I have to remove the stock spring and push rod off our old one and that little washer and reinstall it in the new one. And then I think we're gonna be good to go. All right, Shay, we're gonna go for it.
Sounds good.
I am going to feed the new one through.
Perfect.
All right, ready for smacking, Shay?
Yep, go for it. All right.
I am going to install a new master cylinder to go with our new booster, and I even went the extra mile and bench bled the thing, so all the bubbles should be out of it. Wow, it's been a long day, but I think we got it all done except for pouring gas in, firing it up, bleeding the power steering, and then I think we're ready to go test drive.
It's not skipping. Seems cappy.
Oh, we got brakes, baby. Yeah!
Nice. I've never been more excited to be 3 deep, boys.
All right, guys. Martini in the front, Coors Light in the back. Here we go.
It's rolling.
Oh, we're driving it with the big tires on the back.
Yes, we are.
Oh, it drives a little weird.
I can see our tires.
Here we go.
There you go.
Oh, it's working.
So,
It's working.
the real test will be, boys, that's a railroad track up there.
Nice.
All right, boys.
Here comes
This is it
railroad
right here.
tracks. Oh, rides like a Cadillac.
no problem. She's actually got some power.
Really? Your standards are pretty
Oh
low.
my God.
Shay, you killed it. Thank you very much.
No, I'm happy to be on. Thank you guys for even calling me.
Man, this thing makes me feel like I need a cigarette. We do need to work out the exhaust problem in the morning because it's already
Yeah,
pretty
you
fumy in
can
here.
smell it pretty bad.
I don't need a cigarette anymore.
These are,
Oh, here comes railroad tracks.
yeah, this is a pretty good side if it breaks up.
the key. Oh, this is a good one.
Oh my gosh. Okay. It's still connected.
Puddles, hit them. Puddles, ready?
It's actually throwing water in through the back window. Oh, nice mist.
Rooster tail?
Yeah.
Here comes brake check.
Oh!
Perfect, dude. You're dialed. Ah, big smoke screen. Tomorrow we need to do exhaust system. We need to make the driver door close. And then we have to hook up a boat, put a hitch on it, and get out of here, right? Right.
I can't wait.
Today's the day we are gonna road trip this doo-doo. But first, we've got some work to do. Exhaust system, make the door shut, make the radiator be sealed, and tire pressure, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna do the exhaust first?
It's practically done, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
It does look good.
it's a couple of tech screws, a hose clamp, and the bro speed pipe. All right?
That's pretty good.
It's Stinger style.
Are we getting predictable?
Nobody saw this coming. This was a ramp truck 2 days ago.
That's true.
I mean,
Yesterday, the ride quality was a little lacking for a Cadillac, so I'm gonna take some air pressure out of the tires. I would go down to like 15, except for this. There's a tire plug in the sidewall, which often happens four-wheeling, and I'm worried that it'll flex too much and pop that out, so we're gonna go 25. There we go.
All right.
All right.
Sweet. These guys are dressed nice and clean for the road trip. I'll do the honors, and I'll get the tailpipe hooked up. I expected to get dirty again today, so. Exhaust is done.
Last night's test drive showed that we have a pinhole leak, so we're going to the Magic Elixir for radiators. Man, this stuff's good. Done. Here's something I'd never seen. The door doesn't close. I've seen that a lot. What I've never seen before is that the door is completely overlapping the quarter panel by like a quarter inch. Can't imagine the Cadillac didn't plan ahead for this thing being dropped off a lift or the frame bending in half. Now, I was gonna just cut this lip off, but Finnegnan used his actual brain. It's like, why don't you adjust the striker so that it closes in this position? So that's what I'm gonna do. Got it.
Excellent.
We started this episode with a plan to put a boat on that flatbed thing and get to Parker, Arizona. We're not gonna get to Parker, but we are gonna get to the boat.
Yes.
You ready for that?
I am.
Here it comes. Shay, you think you've seen bad? Bad is coming.
I don't know if it can get much worse. Oh, dear God.
Oh, he's coming in
okay,
hot.
brakes are working.
He's coming in hot.
Want to try to drag it too?
Can you pull it?
Oh, we're gonna do it.
That was good. That was a bam.
I think we're good, dude.
A genuine pleasure, man.
No,
Thank you so
absolutely. All
much.
mine.
We're out of your hair.
Oh, man.
Man, I'm just driving the boat with confidence. You don't...
There's no hubcap.
Hubcap's gone. Oh, well. I tried.
Let's go boating.
We're gonna hit the highway. We've got a half-mile road test.
We've already made it further than we made it before when this had a ramp net on it.
Yep.
If it was gonna break, bro, it would have already happened. We've already run over railroad tracks.
Ah, this is so much better than 3 days ago when I hated this.
It's pretty smooth, too.
Yep.
Trailer feels like it's wagging a little bit.
Yeah, it is.
I believe the engine's fixed itself.
K-Seal.
Yep. 27 miles.
We can do it!
We're gonna make it.
Now I smell more coolant than exhaust, so that's good.
If this body of water we're going to now doesn't have a bar,
Yeah.
in my mind, eventually we need to go to the other bar we were trying to go to.
Okay, what does that mean? Does that say overheating? We got a buzzer going on that says engine high temperature.
How does it know how hot it is if there's no water in the engine anymore?
There must be. Think there's gonna be an exit?
Yeah, in Vegas, 102 miles from now.
I'm counting on Cadillac quality for this thing to not blow up.
It's all going to hell.
Uh-oh, it's slowing down. Uh-oh, it's floored.
It's floored?
Uh-huh,
Oh God, we're about to melt this motor down.
yep. Ah, I hate that.
Come on, car. I think there's an exit up there. Perfect. Right by the no parking sign.
Yeah. We're not parking, we're exploding.
That's right, there's a difference.
Ah, there we go.
We live.
Should I see if it'll crank?
Sure.
Ooh,
Oh.
that is not good.
We done seized her up, bro.
We were cruising on the highway and it started to steam, but I was counting on the K-Seal to fix it, and then it didn't. We cruised 25 miles or so, and there was no exit on the highway, so we had to keep going, and we fragged this thing. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, the K-Seal worked. This leak is bone dry. Wow. Most of the steam and smoke that you see is actually pouring out of the intake manifold. It's like it's burning all of the oil and stuff
Dude,
off.
that's the blow-by coming out of here.
Oh, is it?
Look at that. I never liked the motor. It wasn't fast. I loved the car.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, it's knocking, dude. It's knocking bad. Oh, and you got blue death smoke coming out of the exhaust. Oh, dude, it's knocking bad.
It's wide open, too.
That's wide open?
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. Well, that was fun.
I know you may not believe this, but I absolutely hate blowing up engines for no reason. I guess it's the risk you take by doing socially unacceptable things with clapped out garbage that you bought sight unseen. But here's my spin. If your project is not garbage, you'll be unwilling to take big risks like adding 40s to the back of your Eldorado ramp truck and turning it into an instant legend. Now that this thing is roadkill ridiculous, it motivates us to maybe install a blown big block and convert it to rear-wheel drive. It's an operating plan anyway. Meanwhile, Shay, enjoy your new yard art. Everyone else, we'll see you next time for more automotive chaos on Roadkill.
Take you somewhere so you know I care, but it's so cold and I don't know where. I brought you daffodils on a pretty string, but they won't fly like they did last spring. And I wanna kiss you, make you feel alright. I'm just so tired to share my nights. I wanna cry.
Racing, Rocky Mountain road tripping, and celebrating 10 years of the
Finnegan, Freiburger.
This episode is super special for a reason I bet you don't even know. You have no idea.
Yeah, probably not.
This is almost exactly the 10th anniversary of you and I assembling this car, the General Mayhem. We took a clapped out 1968 Dodge Charger. I swap meted all the fenders and everything. We pulled a 440 big block out of a motorhome. Remember driving the motorhome on the highway on the way back?
Yes.
Remember we had the engine cover off and I was like, thermal quad! Thermal quad!
The only carburetor that punishes you for trying to go full throttle.
And then the Caltrans person came and actually helped us at the side of the road.
With an axe?
With an axe?
Yeah.
All that stuff. And we finally got the thing running at the very end of the episode, and it was so Dukes of Hazzard. The scene of us splashing through the water, jumping the embankment, going down the railroad tracks, just great, great scenes. That was 10 years ago. And so I thought we would bring it back. Now, this episode's gonna seem super random, what we're doing,
okay,
but I'm also really excited about it. You know, I collect drag strips, meaning I go to drag strips and keep a big list so that I can see where I've been. And I've never been here to Yellowstone Drag Strip, which is outside of Billings, Montana. It's been here since 2003. It's their 20th anniversary. And we're gonna run the quarter mile with the car and then take a big road trip that we've never done before south through Wyoming. And I will take my first and last pass at Bandimere. You should too, so that you can say you've done it, because it'll be done at the end of this season.
We have a moment of silence.
Yeah, it sucks.
Okay.
So that's my plan. I think I'm gonna change oil on this thing, check the air pressure in the tires, and we're gonna go down the quarter mile here at Yellowstone. I just want to do an oil change on this thing, and it's not as simple as it sounds. See, General Mayhem has an AccuSump on it. The AccuSump is basically an accumulator. It is a cylinder that, in my case, holds 3 quarts. They also make smaller ones. And it has a piston in it and air pressure on one side of the piston. Oil pressure comes in the other side, and then there's a valve that turns it on and off. I have an electric one that automatically senses what's going on, and you don't have to have a manual lever that some of them do. So to change the oil, what I'm gonna do is turn that valve open, and what's gonna happen is the oil pressure gauge go up. That's the AccuSump pushing oil into the engine. And I wait till that needle on the gauge comes all the way back down to 0. And at that point, all of the oil is in the oil pan, so I can drain it out and then put oil back in it. Now I'm gonna fire it up and check oil pressure, which it will have. All right, so now the AccuSump should be full. I'm gonna shut it off. I just fired it up and it pushed 3 quarts of oil into the AccuSump. While it was still running, I turned the valve off to close the AccuSump. Now that the thing isn't running, it's at 0 oil pressure, so when I open the sump, the pressure valve on the AccuSump will send oil into the engine, so you can use it as a pre-lube. That's good. I gotta set the air pressure in the tires, and then I think we're heading to the drag strip. Finnegan and I were reminiscing about the great times building the General Mayhem, but over 10 years, there's been a whole lot more to the story. The first big change that was made was it got a Hellcat engine, like a late model Dodge supercharged Gen 3 Hemi. It was the very first car to ever be Hellcat swapped. And to do that, they put in all of the wiring from a late model Dodge Charger, and it was all about doing a shootout at the very first Roadkill Nights event in Pontiac, Michigan. And then many years later, we ended up switching it back to 440 power. It's a bunch of episodes of Roadkill Garage on Motor Trend if you want to check that out. We had the engine rebuilt by Bostic Racing Engines. It's still real basic. It's the original block that was in the car from the motorhome. Same with the crank. I got some like H-beam rods. It has SRP pistons, 440 source heads. The thing makes 535 horsepower and I think 565 pound-feet of torque. So it's not super killer, but it's really good. Now, in both Hellcat and 440 configurations, we took this thing to Dirtfish Rally School. I think that's the thing that most people remember about this car, because hanging this thing out in the pebbles and clay out there is like the greatest moment you can have in an automobile. Yeah! And now here we are at a drag strip. But you gotta know what your car runs in the 1320, right? That's what I'm about to find out. All right, ready to go? When this car had the Hellcat in it, it ran in the 1060s at Tulsa. This is not gonna be that quick. Hellcat, of course, at the time, 707 horsepower. This thing right now, 535 horsepower. But that's okay. I'm racing the General Mayhem. I'm gonna smoke the slicks a little bit more than I normally would because they're brand new. Line lock.
Oh, good burnout, Freiburger.
Here we go, first pass ever with the 440 in the General Mayhem.
So this allegedly makes like 550 horsepower. It's not a light car, even though it's missing everything. 1290, that's what I'm saying.
It does not feel fast. It does not feel fast at all. I hope that was at least in the 12s, but I kind of don't think so.
Oh, wow. That's way better than I thought it was gonna do. It just went 1257 at 109 miles an hour. It's still not fast, but that is awesome. For this car at this altitude, what are we at, 4,000 feet? It's about 6,000 feet of density altitude. Correct it, carry the 7, square root of we're slow. 1257, that's what you get.
Let me see right here if I can figure out where the converter stalls. I should have done that on the track. Let's see, foot on the brake. Yeah, it stalls at about 2,200. That's when it starts spinning the tires. 1257. All right, I'm glad it's in the 12s.
Wow, it's way quicker than I thought it was gonna go. How do you feel?
It feels really slow. I know it ran 1257, so I'm not too embarrassed with that. With the correction factor, I think, you know, bench racing, it's a 1190s car.
I say go again.
Oh yeah, why not?
It's going again. I think he'll go 1250 this time. That's my prediction.
All right, let's see if we can make this better. Maybe I'll go really shallow. There we go. And I will stall it up. You're right there. And
oh, it did. Oh, he picked up a lot. He just went 1238 at 111.
that was better.
I don't even know what you did because I heard it bounce off the rev limiter in first, and I'm like, well, this won't go better. It's way better.
That's not rev limiter, that's hydraulic roller lifters floating.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there's that. Dude, you picked up a 10th in the 60 foot.
So when I was at the line this time, I was able to step on the brakes and bring it up to 2,000 before I left.
You picked up 1.5 miles per hour.
Oh, great.
Yeah, 111.
That's cool.
Can you do more? Can you do that again?
I need to shift it right before 6,000 for it to not float the valves a little. Right now, Finnegnan is changing the rev limiter on this thing. At just above 6,000 RPM, you can hear the thing miss a little bit. I think it's floating the valves with the heavy hydraulic roller lifter, but it might be the rev limiter coming in just a hair early, so he's moving it up from 6,500 to 6,800.
Okay, there we go, 68.
Okay.
So Mayhem is an ignition box that you can digitally adjust with dials the launch RPM, which is called the two-step, and the main RPM rev limit. It was set at 6,500. We just moved it up to 6,800. Maybe now it won't bounce off the rev limiter in first gear. Maybe the trans is warmer, it'll slip more and go faster. Aha, no rev limiter that time.
I didn't touch the rev limiter, but I shifted a little bit shorter. We'll see. I don't know if this engine wants that short shift or if it would actually like 6,500. It makes peak power at 5,800, and usually you want to run past your peak horsepower point so that it can fall down into an RPM where it can still accelerate.
It went 1233 at 111.5. That was great. Did you short shift it or did the rev limiter help?
Short shifted.
Oh, all right. Well, your 60 foot was nearly identical, but you picked up almost 300ths to the 330, 1233.
1233.
Yeah, not bad.
That's probably what it does.
why don't we go to a track that's even higher in elevation
And
go
make
slower?
it worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, all right, let's
Hey,
do that.
it's not the destination or the ET, it's the journey.
That's right. Well, we are done at track number 1, on to track number 2, but first, we're taking off our slicks and putting on some treaded tires that have had so many burnouts done to them, they might as well be slicks. All right. This is a really nice track. I'm definitely coming back here.
How fast is this?
72.
It's about all we got.
That'll work.
Well, yesterday I checked another one off the list for the General Mayhem, got it to a drag strip, ran 12:33. Right now we're in Billings, Montana, and we're gonna head out today. This will be the first really big road trip for this. We got 600 miles in total. Today about 220 or so, and we're gonna try and find a really cool junkyard that has Mopar stuff. So Montana into Wyoming. Ready?
Yes.
I'm gonna see if the kickdown works. No. Wow, this is really nice.
That's a beautiful drive.
Man, we just rolled into Wyoming from Montana, and immediately we spotted this like boat thing. It's like Cadillac Ranch in Texas with boats, so naturally you had to stop and check it out. At Cadillac Ranch, they all lean the same way. They added extra flair and sort of fanned them out.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
You got it, go, go, go.
Oh!
It was fun.
Performance Auto, used cars and parts. That's us.
Oh, that's a lot of vehicles.
Ooh, Chargers.
Oh, maybe they're parked near 68 Chargers.
Corvair.
Square body pickups.
Okay. Ooh. All right, this is our home. This is where I'm gonna get out and look.
Okay, I'll go with you.
This is Performance Auto, middle of nowhere, Wyoming, and it's really cool. The guy, Sean, who's involved here, emailed me and was like, man, you gotta come out and see this. He gave us permission to just drive around. This place is incredible.
I love the hood on these.
Yeah, this one's got the cool 69 hood blackout treatment, like the stripes.
It says Mopar on the windshield already.
It's pieced together from a dozen cars. This is exactly my speed.
This is good, Dave.
Yeah. This is like the General Mayhem of Roadrunners or satellites. Which one is it? Oh, it's a satellite with Roadrunner parts on it, but I wouldn't care. This is a 71 Charger. This is a 72 Satellite and a 65 Coronet. I found my car.
Dude, this has a motor in it.
Don't care. This is not a Roadrunner, but I love it. With a 4-speed hump in it and 4-speed pedals. We're buying this one.
Dude, this has great
I
paint
would
on it.
totally have this. Here's gearhead logic. I just sold a car and I've got money burning a hole in my pocket. So I've been looking for a Roadrunner really hard. I've been finding Roadrunners that are fairly beat in like the $20,000 to $25,000 range. And then of course I come here and I spot this Belvedere. So instead of the Roadrunner, this is a 1969 Plymouth Belvedere, the lowest trim model that you could get, and it's actually what the Roadrunner was based on. A Roadrunner would be this car with a few stickers and a different hood on it and maybe some different brakes and a sway bar. Other than that, they're the same thing. And I purchased the thing for way less than that. And so it's like I saved like $20,000, right? I actually got this, and my plan for it is sort of to leave the paint the way it is, finish up the interior pretty nice. I'm glad it has windows, unlike the General Mayhem, and I've got a 426 Hemi that used to be in the Hemi Gremmy that I hope will find its way into this car. Oh, this is great. This thing's not running awesome after the junkyard tour. It's sort of burbling and glugging and maybe running on 7. It might just be because we were bouncing around so much that the carburetor might have glugged. Oh, we need to tighten that. That's actually okay, but let's tighten the belt so we don't flip it. Yeah, that's that squeak. I know the underside of the hood on this thing looks filthy, and it is. It's not from what we just did here. It's because I never hosed it off from Dirtfish. Oh, wow. You should see how much mud's on the K-member now. Whew, we're gonna have to hose this off before we go to the drag strip. Oh, that new car feeling. Man, it was a great day today. We got 260 plus miles on the General Mayhem, which is actually more than it's ever gone, I think.
I like to think of that as closer to 300 than 200.
If that makes you feel better,
Let's
that's
just
fine.
go 300.
It felt like 5. To me, the highlights of the day, though, were the junkyard, acquiring a new project car, and then we went through this canyon that was amazing.
Yeah, the Bighorn River was really cool.
We're roughly halfway on our trip between Billings, Montana and Denver with drag strips at both ends. I think it's a good time for a General Mayhem sort of road test evaluation.
She's plush, man.
Yeah, it rides pretty good. It just drives like a regular car. It's a lot of fun. Automatic transmission works. It's just used garbage. You want to drive?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Yes, I do.
This is a dirt road, so let's take it. Ooh, this is bumpy.
Bumpy. It's an interesting detour.
Yeah, I didn't anticipate this. Wondering why we're not charging. Have you not revved it up past about 2,000 since you started it?
Maybe not.
There we go. Well, no. It's going on and off, on and off.
What if the cable's loose from all the bouncing around?
Yeah, either that or the plug on the field wire. We're 1 minute out of Riverton, and I look over and the volt gauge is not showing any charge. And we pulled over at a spot where there just happened to be a Roadkill fan right here, and he loaned us a voltmeter, and sure enough, this thing is not charging. We haven't gone through and wiggled all the wires or everything yet, so we have some fiddling to do.
You want to fiddle in the shade away from the mosquitoes?
Okay.
Since we didn't get that far from town?
Sure.
Just throwing it out there. You know.
All right, let's hit it.
We can find a coin-op car wash and blast the mud off this.
That would be a good idea, too.
Since they don't want that on their drag strip when we do make it there, because we are going to make it there.
I'm watching the voltmeter gauge, and it's down, and then every once in a while it ticks up. Oh, there's a car wash right there.
We're going to wash our car.
Yeah.
And fix it.
Our car isn't charging, and so we're gonna wash it. Seriously, we came here to get some shade and to cool off, and I actually ran into the car wash owner, and he said, go ahead and blow your mud chunks all over our bay. He doesn't care, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get all the mud off of it because when we go to the drag strip, I don't want to drop all the crud onto the track and be that guy. And once we got it all cleaned up, then we'll troubleshoot.
Yes.
It's good enough. I really hope we can fix this alternator. I'm gonna find out if it has battery voltage over here. Yep, this has battery voltage. Okay, rev it up. That is weird.
It jumped twice.
And occasionally it would show 12.3. Trying to think how to troubleshoot that.
Hit it with a hammer.
Well, yeah, that's what I was wondering. Is like, can I smack it and see if it works? This is dumb, but I'm gonna try and hit the alternator and see what happens. Nothing, right?
Every now and again, it jumps up.
Oh, now it's working, isn't it?
Working now.
Now it's got a ton of load, so it's squeaking the belt. All it was that connection.
All right, we're back. So I turned the turn signal switch, and then it went up. And I was like, oh, it's fixed. And then it went down.
When you turned it off, I had that unplugged. When I plugged it back in, the belt started squealing really bad because all of a sudden it had a bunch of load because it was charging.
Oh, yeah, it's 14 now.
Yeah, so I think it's just that little connection.
Oh, sweet.
Let me crimp it a bit and make it better.
Okay.
And then finally get out of here. We're still where we started.
We're 3 blocks
Yeah.
from our hotel.
Okay, give it a shot. Yeah, the belt's squealing because it's charging.
We have a charging system. That is 13 volts at idle.
Okay, can I try and fix that? I tighten the belt. Let's see if it squeaks. Go for it.
All right.
Okay.
There we go. This is where we broke down earlier.
Yeah.
So in 30 seconds, we're already doing better.
And now.
All right, progress.
Yep. And it's charging.
Danger, no trespassing. I will listen. I will 100% listen.
This is Jeffrey City. This place is uranium mine boom town. I guess through the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and in the mid 80s, uranium crashed. Almost everyone left. But there's still streets, some cool old vehicles, some burned out buildings. Anyway, it's pretty interesting. We stopped in Muddy Gap, Wyoming for gas, and the guy who owns the station told us to do donuts, so, you know, you can't let him down. Pretty nice.
That was fun.
Good donut shop.
It's a solid automobile for making donuts.
See, what is going on? Yeah, it does that sometimes. It's got to be the carburetor flooding, right?
Yeah.
It's weird. Now we're headed into a dark cloud.
Oh, wow.
That's bad. We're not going over there. We're going over there.
Yeah, I hope we just keep going this way.
Steamboat Springs, Colorado, which is like the same state we're supposed to end in, so if it all falls apart now, we can call it good. Woo, that is bad. The car's running terrible, but we have a plan coming tomorrow. We kicked it off in Billings, Montana. We drag raced this thing. By now, we're at an actual 450 miles, which we'll call
500.
We've driven 500 miles in the General Mayhem. How cool is that? The thing is, this carbureted 440 is huffing and puffing and bogging and smoking. I honestly had no idea that this kind of altitude change was going to make that big of a difference in the drivability. We're at about 7,000 feet here. I'm going to give you a little bit of an explainer. Why are we changing spark plugs? Well, it's because they're fouled, and they're fouled because it's way too rich. This thing was tuned on a dyno at West Tech Performance where it's essentially sea level, and we only
only jetted the carburetor so that it would deliver enough fuel to give us wide open throttle performance at about an air-fuel ratio of 12.5 to 1. 12.5 parts air, 1 part fuel. But then, we're up here at altitude. This is 6,700 feet at Steamboat Springs. The higher you go in altitude, the less air density you have, the less air is available. So when you take your carburetor up here and you've still got the jets from down the hill, you're flowing not enough to overcome the fact that there isn't as much air here. So what happens is our air-fuel ratio has probably gone to like, 9 to 1, maybe worse, meaning that there is so much more fuel per air that it can't even burn all of it. So what happens is unburned fuel gets all sooty on a spark plug like this, and that's what all these black deposits are. And that means that eventually that spark plug gets so fouled that the spark won't even jump. And that just adds up to all kinds of badness. So overly rich and foul plugs make General Mayhem a very unhappy 440. We changed all the fouled spark plugs. That's not going to address the real problem, but I'm going to try and crutch it a little bit by messing with the idle mixture screws. There's 4-corner idle mixture screws on this particular carburetor. So by screwing them in, I make the thing leaner. By screwing them out, I make it richer. I believe this is a Holley 830 old HP. All right, go for it. Wow, it runs terrible. Now I'm gonna lean it out, see if it makes a difference. So what I'm gonna do is move the rear ones to 1. Hear how it's running better already?
There we go. That's better.
And then I'm gonna put these at 1.
Now I hear 8 happy cylinders. That's much better.
Is it? Oh, wow. This thing has a huge squirter in it. This also explains why it is gurgling black smoke and why it's so rich. All right, we're on our way to the neighborhood of Bandimere Speedway.
You don't have to pump it anymore. It fires right up. Good. Car's running great.
It is way smoother. I really wonder how much of that is putting the smaller squirter up front, because I really think they dribble.
I think you're right.
Do you feel the General Mayhem's actually obligated to go on dirt every time it's seen? I guess that's been a rule so far.
It is its natural habitat.
Well, this place turned out to be all paved except for the parking lot. And when you're in a gravel parking lot, what are you gonna do? With the spool, it just drifts so easy. Will it Rockford?
Oh, let's find out.
Yeah. I tried a Rockford earlier in the episode, and I'm actually hoping they cut it out of the show because it was completely awful. Finnegan did not school me.
How's our oil pressure?
Yeah, oil pressure rock solid.
That's fun. Thanks for letting me drive.
I was completely relaxed, man. It was just... Oh!
We're not low on gas, so.
I mean, it still doesn't love the altitude. The carb's gotta be leaking.
Well, that was going really good right up until the part where it wasn't. Made it about 38 feet away from the scene of the crime. We thought we were out of here, and then the car just shut off. And I think it's because there's gas leaking everywhere.
Here's how this works. Fuel comes in the bowl right here. Underneath this screw is the needle and seat.
That's basically the on-off switch. It either lets fuel flow or it doesn't. And it does that based on the position of the float. The needle and seat is activated by a lever on the float so that when it drops down, that needle and seat opens. When it comes up, it shuts the valve. And so you can adjust it with this screw and nut. What I'm gonna do is just lower the float bowl. So I'm going to loosen this, and it didn't leak gas, unusually. So I'm gonna move that down 1 flat and another half. Then I will tighten that and do the same back here. Now with that lower, hopefully it doesn't glug out the boosters as much. Go for it.
right up.
We do keep making it better.
Oh, yeah. Where to now?
Let's try to find actual dirt road.
Okay. I like actual dirt road.
Yeah, see how it's a numbered public road?
Got it.
The hills are alive with the sound of Mopars. I didn't think of Colorado as a general mayhem state, but
Yeah.
this is ideal.
Wow, this is awesome.
So here we are, enjoying off-road merriment and beauty in the rolling hills of Colorado. Every time we do some fun dirt roading with this thing, that carburetor rebels. What's happening is it is glugging fuel into the engine, like literally just pouring out of a bucket in there. You can tell because when he just took the air cleaner off, it's actually all wet in here. I didn't remove it before, but here is the actual needle and seat. This part right here touches that arm on the float, and it either closes off the flow of fuel like that or opens it like that. Seems perfectly free. Mike just adjusted the rear float level with it, and he's got the screw out of the side of the bowl, so I'm gonna fire it up and he'll see if that fuel is like glugging out of there or if it's right at the bottom of the hole where it needs to be.
Wow. It's like a river.
Pouring out?
Yeah.
How is it doing that? Where is that fuel pressure coming from? Here's the freaky thing. So we're working on it. The fuel system's open. It leaked, it stopped. Then all of a sudden we're in the middle of adjusting the needle and seat and we get a bunch of pressure that starts farting on us. How is that?
I don't know. You have one hell of a fuel pump there, I guess.
Where does the pressure just all of a sudden come from? The tank cap's off, so it's fully vented.
Yeah, I opened the cap all the way.
And it's not like it's a heat problem. It's not boiling the gas. I can leave my hand on any part of the fuel system. It's not vapor lock. Want me to start it again?
Yeah, it's at the bottom of the hole right now. Okay.
And now it runs fine. What's all that new noise?
I don't know.
Don't you think we need to check into that?
Yeah, that's not normal. Made a noise like something was dragging on the ground.
Oh, look at the tire. I'm glad that didn't blow on us at speed.
All right. Go for it.
Okay, well that was fun. Woo. That was total roadkill moment. We left the dirt back there and it seemed like we had fixed the carburetor. It was running good, but then the car was shaking real bad. There's a giant bubble in the tire. I'm pretty sure it was from your action on the parking lot.
Thank God we brought the slicks with us though.
Now we have slicks on it. And here's the good thing about altitude. Those had 13 pounds in them when we left Billings, Montana. And this is about 2,000 more feet of elevation, a little bit more than that. And so the tires will have more than 13 pounds in them now.
Oh yeah, they're DOT rated now at this altitude.
The really soft sidewalls on the slicks are gonna get real hot, real fast going around curvy mountain roads. But hey, it runs good.
I love changing tires on the side of mountain roads.
Because roadkill. We just made it here to Silverthorne, Colorado, where we're probably gonna have to stay for the night because it's starting to rain and we're on slicks. We don't have regular tires. And after we got off that last section of dirt, I'm like, we fixed this carburetor.
Oh, it ran
we're home
great.
free. Ran perfect until we got here in town. And once again, it's just glugging gas.
I think the flow could go down a little more tomorrow.
Yeah, that is a seriously confusing problem.
We are at 9,100 feet.
This isn't a Finnegnan rounded up.
No, actual 9,100.
We are at 10,000 feet.
There you
That's
go.
the problem.
There you go. Now you're on my program. It only took 12 years.
In my mind, the plan for this episode was super simple. Start at one drag strip that I'd never been to, take a radical joyride through the Rocky Mountains, and end up at a drag strip that's going to be closing. It got a lot more complicated between then and right now. I cannot wrap my head around this problem we're having that seems to be fuel pressure or float level or something.
Yeah.
The carburetor glugs fuel into the engine.
Yeah, but not all the time. Like,
Right.
it'll run for an hour and a half perfectly fine. And then you come into a town, slow down a little bit, and it feels like the float is sunk.
Yeah.
Except it's not a fountain of fuel out of the vent tube like what normally happens when the float sinks. It's just kind of
spitting.
Just spitting.
I'm gonna hope that we actually fixed it again last night when we were messing with it.
We lowered the float level some more. It seems happy. Let's put our tires on. We're only an hour away from the drag strip.
Yeah.
We'll just go.
We actually managed to drive this thing 100 miles on the slicks last night, and key to that was Mike figured out that they had leaked down and they weren't at the same pressure, and we equalized them. When you have a spool, you have to have the same tire pressure. Otherwise, even going straight down the highway, the lower tire is gonna end up getting shredded more than the higher pressure tire, and you'll blow one, so. We lived. Whew. So we're leaving Silverthorne, Colorado. Carburetor's running perfectly right now, but we do have to climb another 3,000 feet on our way to Denver.
With no windows, but we have doors. Oh, I'm glad we took the slicks off because the road's wet.
Yeah, me too. And in case you were wondering, no, we don't have windshield wipers. It's snowing!
In case it's not obvious.
It is snowing. I totally did not see this coming. Hey, it won't be snowing inside the Johnson Tunnel.
I appreciate you, Mr. Johnson. Are we going down now?
We're at 20,000 feet.
Feel free to slow down if you want.
Well, yeah, the question is, can I get over?
Oh, yes. Go
Okay.
for it. Yeah, you're good. I feel like this is one of the more dangerous things we've ever done.
We're dead. It's gonna be a great drag race today. My biggest joy will be if we arrive and the carburetor's still working fine. However, it will frustrate me because I will have no idea how it was fixed.
We lowered the float level. We fixed it. It's running great now. There's the sign right there. Look, welcome to Bandimere Speedway. We have made it.
It's official.
Yeah.
And it's actually not raining at this moment. And this is it, Bandimere Speedway. It was really important to me to set this as the final destination for this episode because it's near certainty that this is going to be the final season in 2023 here at this track. This place was founded right here in the Colorado mountainside, 1958, by John Bandimere Sr. Super interesting cat. There were stories of him in Hot Rod Magazine. He made his own superchargers to overcome the altitude in these places. He had his own parts store, and he opened the drag strip here, and there's been a bunch of innovations over the years. So that screeching sound you hear is the noise of that rotator from the tires turning backwards on the tractor, and that was invented here at Bandimere. So was the CompuLink system, which is the computer timing and the screens and everything that are set up to run every single NHRA national event as far as timing goes. This is gonna be like, I don't know, the dozenth time that I've been at the track, but today is gonna be the first time I've ever driven down it, and so we will probably be seeing the first and last time that I'll ever get to make a pass here at Bandimere. Okay, so here's the thing. This is the roadkill part of it. Our carburetor is still a mystery. We've got the front float sunk all the way to the bottom. We drove it all the way here. It's running better than it has on the whole trip. We don't get it. There's no way in any textbook from Holly that this thing will ever make it all the way down the drag strip with the front float bowl that low. It should run out of fuel.
Which is why I said, if you get 300 feet out there and you don't like it, just back up. I have the tools. I'll raise it back up. Go again.
One way or another, we're gonna get the General Mayhem down this track, and I don't care if it's a 28-second pass. This is so cool that they're letting us do this. They've got a full event going on here today. There's weather delays. They just prepped the track, and I'm gonna be the first one down.
I predict a very, very rowdy burnout out of Mr. Freiburger right now, because this might be the only time he ever gets to do this at this track. It sounds great.
All right.
$195, 60 foot. It's not bad for that car. $1297 at 106. That's not bad.
All right, it's slow, but I did it.
Well, there you have it. After all that monkeying around with the carburetor, going from one drag strip on one side of the mountain all the way over here to another one, we only lost half a second.
Well, the General Man made it all the way down the track at Vandermeer. I really thought it was going to start running out of fuel because of that float bowl situation, but who knows? It magically healed. We did it.
Dude, it's not on fire.
No, and it ran all the way down the track.
Yeah.
What'd it run?
You still have a 12-second car.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd it go?
1297 at 106.
Okay. I threw away the reaction time because it was stalling higher. And I'm like, why is it stalling higher without spinning the tires? I'm like, oh, because it's not making any power. And so I stalled it higher before I left.
Ah, dude.
Yeah.
It looked great.
I know it's a stupid numbers game, but I'm super happy it went 12s, even if it's 97.
Yeah, you went 12s after all the dirt roads, all the rain, everything you put that motor through, and then brought it up here on the mountain, still went 12s.
At 8,000 feet.
Nice work.
All right, I feel way better now.
I know. Let's go celebrate.
We built the General Mayhem 68 Charger at the end of Season 2 of Roadkill, and this is near the end of Season 12. That's 10 years. Yet strangely, this is the first big road trip when the car has 440 power. And it's not a drag car, but this episode did show me that it probably runs high 11s at sea level. That's conjecture. What's fact is that we had one of those trips with lifetime memories just by once again setting a simple goal and nailing it. I saw a new track at Yellowstone, and we bid farewell to one of the greatest drag strips on the NHRA circuit. We also showed that I have a little bit more work to do to perfect the Charger. But the good news is that the Vandermeer family has announced that they are seeking land to build an even bigger track near Denver. And when they do, you can bet I'll find an excuse to be there on a future episode of Roadkill.